This division was over. Done. Finito. Like 3 weeks ago. Fait accompli. Indianapolis Colts win the division. And we're talking on this show, and it's not just this show, lots of other shows too. TV, radio, podcast, written content, whatever. Are the Colts a legitimate Super Bowl contender? How about now? The Houston Texans go into Indianapolis and beat the Colts 20-16. Honestly, shout out to me. I had the Texans and the under. Pretty awesome. And honestly, shout out to Femi, who bet the Texans 16-1 to win the AFC South prior to the Thursday night game against Buffalo. A bet that has aged like a classic Italian red wine. I don't know anything about wine. Sometimes I'll be in conversation with people and I'll say something about wine, make myself sound smart, and I'm hoping against hope that they don't know anything to know that I'm faking it. This Bordeaux from France has been aged since 1937. And let me tell you something about these grapes that they use in the special region of Nice in France. I don't know what I'm talking about. I have no idea. But that bet is aged magnificently, like a great bottle of wine by our friend Femi Abebefe. Because the Texans have now won 4 straight games, 3 of them by Davis Mills and then C.J. Stroud, who, I'll tell you, in the early part of that game yesterday, Texans-Colts, C.J. Stroud is tap dancing like Michael Flatley from Riverdance. Looked uncomfortable in the pocket, was overshooting all his receivers. Thought he settled down pretty nicely in the second half. And the Texans are like the bizarro Dallas Cowboys. It's funny that they play in the same state. They're like the bizarro Cowboys, where we've been saying all season about Dallas, can the defense just be average? Just average on defense. And the Cowboys can be really good. For the Texans, can the offense just be average? And if the offense is average, and you put it with this defense that I think is the best in the league, I'm ready to say it. Number 1 defense in the NFL, the Houston Texans, then this team's cooking with gas. Houston is 7-5. The Colts have lost 2 straight, 8-4. The quarterback has a hairline fracture in his leg and can't move laterally. And don't look now. The Jacksonville Jaguars are 8-4 after dominating the Titans yesterday in Tennessee. And the Jaguars are the team with the easiest schedule in the division coming down the stretch. Home Indy this weekend. Home Jets. At Denver. Not a gimme, of course. We'll get to the Broncos. At the Colts. Home Tennessee. Of the 3 teams, it's the easiest schedule. Doesn't it feel like Jaguars Colts? And I'm not trying to minimize Houston. They're just playing the Chiefs on Sunday, and I'm going to like the Chiefs to win that game, which is just, I can't help myself. It feels like this might be like a divisional championship game on Sunday in Jacksonville between the Jags and the Colts. Now, I'm going to ask a question, and then I'm going to ask another question. And the answers don't have to be related. Right now, records notwithstanding, which is the best team in the AFC South? Which team is the best? It's Houston, right? The Texans are the best team right now in the division. Stroud's back. The rookies on offense are starting. Jaden Higgins, I think, is a stud. The offensive line is actually kind of league average at this point, which is such a massive upgrade. This is I'm trying to think. This would be going from, think of a crappy car. This would be going from a broken down bicycle to a crappy car. Is the car still crappy? Yes. Is it better than a bicycle? It is. It's gotten way better. It's a functional offensive line now. And it's the best defense in the league. Houston's the best team. I think if you like 0-0, everyone's record 0-0, and we're starting the season today, you'd bet the Texans, right, to win the division. But it doesn't start today. They're a game back, and they're at Kansas City this weekend. And then we have the Colts and the Jaguars in Jacksonville. Like I said going to break, I do feel like the winner of that game on Sunday between the Colts and the Jags, I feel like is likely to win the division. And I think Houston will lose on Sunday night to the Chiefs because I can't help myself. I can't. So while acknowledging that Houston's the best team, I do not think that Houston will win the division. We'll save who's going to win the game between the Jaguars and Colts for later in the show and as we move throughout the week. You bet on this Monday. On Sunday night, the Texans will travel to Arrowhead to play Kansas City. And the 6-6 Kansas City Chiefs, who lost yet again in a close game on Thanksgiving to the Dallas Cowboys. And we'll get to Dallas in a moment. The Kansas City Chiefs are the girl you broke up with, and you can't stop checking the Instagram. You're on it every day. I know a guy, this is true. This is not like present day. This is like a little while ago, who was so wanted to check on his ex-girlfriends to the point that there are websites you can go to to look at people's Instagram stories without them seeing. This is real sick stuff. Perhaps the person's me, and I'm using a friend as cover. That's actually not true. It's not, but I thought it would be a funny joke to tell. The Kansas City Chiefs are that girl that you used to date. You can't stop looking at their Instagram. But you broke up a couple years ago, and now they don't look as good anymore. Maybe they put some weight on, got a stupid haircut, but you can't stop romanticizing it. Maybe it was really good in bed, and you look past all the other stuff. But today is not what it was 2 years ago. It's not what it was last year. This team ain't the same. Andy Reid embarrassed himself with the game management on Thanksgiving. As conservative as it gets when you employ Patrick Mahomes. And the defense couldn't get off the field. And they committed a ton of penalties. And their left tackle got hurt. And their best offensive lineman, Trey Smith, didn't play in the game. I thought Mahomes was great in the game on Thanksgiving. And the rest of the team let him down. And this is not Mahomes propaganda. I came on the show after they lost to the Broncos and said he needs to play way better. He was bad in that game. He was not bad against the Cowboys. He was not the reason they lost. And when I think about the AFC, and I understand, I get it. I mean that, I really do get it. Because I put this on my Instagram, at the Kostos, you can follow me there, that I still think the Chiefs are the best team in the conference. And I actually can say that with a straight face. Because when I think about all the rest of the teams, I actually still think the Chiefs are the best. And maybe the Texans will just go in there and put in the final nail in that coffin on Sunday night. It's possible, right? Simmons probably isn't going to play. Trey Smith's probably not going to play. And here's the Texans pass rush. Mahomes is going to be running for his life. I still think that they have the highest upside. Bo Nix in January. Drake May and the Patriots in January. The Bills. The Ravens. The AFC South. In this economy, I still think it's the Chiefs. They're also a dog to make the playoffs now at BetMGM. What a world. -140 to miss, plus money to make.